My god, I almost forgot to record. That would have been so bad. Welcome back to the Technomancer. Our last episode of the Technomancer as well. We're kicking it off by going back to find Patience and figure out what he deciphered from the tablet, only to find an empty room and that he's probably been kidnapped. Go figure. On our way back to see if Dandolo has any information about what happened, we become Great Master of the Technomancers. That means that nothing changes. And we finally get a confirmation that there are ASC spies in Noctis from Dandolo. So we go up and beat a bunch of groups of them in order to find Patience. We don't find Patience. And what's worse is that Dandolo sees us as a threat to his people because the ASC is after us. So he's going to hand us over to the Aurora people and have them take care of us for a spell. And right as Dandolo is about to introduce us to his Aurora contacts, we get jumped by the ASC. Go figure. And this is officially the point of time in the game where I stopped having fun. I can say that very confidently. And I sped up a whole, 35-minute rant that I had about how I dislike the damage, how it's calculated in this game. But thankfully, unfortunately, one of those two, we find out that this was all a farce. And Dandolo tells us to head to the Mutant Valley instead, where we'll actually be safe.
Release him. Let him serve as our messenger. I hope, Zachariah, that you'll forgive this little charade. But it was a means to an end.
Unfortunately, with what the slavery of the entirety of mutant kind on Mars, we're probably not going to be welcome, so we need to do some favors and scratch their back before they'll comfortably let us in without the fear of us getting lynched. This task is to go and save a group of mutants who recently escaped from a prison camp. We have to fight a bunch of things along the way. Thank God. Don't walk into the poison. But eventually, we end up saving the mutants.
You have our thanks, Zachariah.
We also got some intel that Scott was seen somewhere around here, so we go to investigate that, and we find Alan again beating the shit out of Scott. So we return the favor and beat the shit out of his people instead and rescue Scott, rejoining him with the party. What the fuck? You're telling me we could have done this the whole goddamn time? See through walls and shit? Amelia got another idea for how to look into her father's disappearance, and so we go back to Ophir and talk to General Eliza and ask for her to look into some intel for us. Normally, this would take 12 in-game hours, and instead of heading back to Noctis or Mutant Valley and sleeping and then coming back, I decided I was sick and tired of this back and forth traveling, so I just AFK'd in the corner until the time was up, and then we went back to find Eliza's results. And I can proudly say that the first 5 minutes of this video was 2 whole hours of content. Don't worry, you didn't miss much. It was almost exclusively me dying. We're gonna have a lot of episodes, or a lot of deaths in this episode, buddy. It's a rough one. We find that her dad was last known to be around this one area, and we find the wreckage of his rover and some other information here. A tablet with his last words.
It doesn't really matter now, I guess. Of my own peace, I just need to... I was supposed to be your friend. I was supposed to be there for you. I was supposed to try to empathize with all the hurt and fear you were going through. But all I could bring myself to care about is making you stop obsessing about your son. It was selfish. I was selfish, even from the outset. The only reason I ever helped was just to help bring an end to the obsessing. And in the end, my own obsession with that goal led me to take away your son. I wanted to take him so far away that you'd have no recourse but to give up hope. But you figured me out. You stopped me, and now forgive me, my friend, as I forgive you. Tell my daughter I'm sorry for not being courageous enough to keep her by my side. Between the two of us, you were always the better father. Good to your boy. And here I am. Sid, never mind. Farewell, Scott. Take good.
We give Amelia the tablet and convince her to not kill Scott.
I don't give a shit. I barely knew my dad because of him. Zach, I know I'm a lot to deal with. I got a shit-poor temper and I talk like a sewer, but I gotta say, no one's ever done anything for me. And you've gone out of your way to... I just never met a guy like you. Shit. It sucks being on the road with no privacy. If we did, it'd make you shoot more than a little electricity. That too forward? I'm no lady, Zach, but if you ever want to meet up without the others around...
Maybe not like a lady I've ever known, but I like you how you are. Sure. Next time we get a break, let's do it.
Almost.
William.
Leave me alone.
This is what I feared. It is better to let the dead rest.
Heading over to Mutant Valley, we find out that Kane is here, just killing people left and right. So we have to go in and kill him left and right, or beat him to submission or something. So that way he stops beating up people left and right.
Look what we have here. The fool who believed he was a more worthy chief than me. It is now my way or no way. Follow me or follow death.
Do not kill him. Even if his heart pumps with pure hatred, spilling it makes us no better than he. Perhaps you are correct, Zachariah.
At this point in time, all of our friends left and right are popping up to offer suggestions on how we beat Victor up, down, left, and right out of his throne, so that way he's no longer in power in abundance. And we start hatching plans left and right in order to dethrone Victor, including bombs and beating up people and beating up people. So we start knocking out quests right and left, starting off with zoology. We beat up that shield toad, smack it left, right, center across the arena. And then we go over to the Aurora Shadow Path and we smack them around a little bit with our words, left, right, and center. They don't know how to deal with it. They don't even know how to talk. So they give us the information about how their dowser died, whatever the hell that means. Oh, that's kind of neat. They have a danger sign for being incinerated by the sun. And it's about this point in time that we find out that Patience has been found, and he's found out in the domes next to Ophir, so we go back there. That's where we started the game in the first place. And we find Patience tied to a chair and had the shit eaten out of him. And we meet up with the general that we saved earlier when guys were coming out left and right to beat him up. And Nisha was like, I'm not feeling comfortable going that way, officer. And we're like, God damn. Yeah, well, it turns out his son has been kidnapped for like the past 7 to 11 years. He's been brainwashed by the ASC. So we go in there and we start knocking heads right and left. And we talk his son out of breaking out of the ASC. And so he's like, okay, we'll go with you. And so we're like, all right, sweet. So then we start breaking out of the ASC after we've already beaten up all the left, right, and center heads. They're out of the way so we can go forward because there's no forward heads. And along the way, all right, we are comfortably in the charging the batteries part of the session. Because I never really thought about recharging the batteries to my controller after any of the other sessions. I'm gonna be real. The thought never occurred to me. And around here is when we give some bombs, or a bomb, to the mutants. So that's kind of cool. We talked to an assembly dude, and he kicks out Victor.
No mercy for traitors! Treacherous scum!
Two-faced bastard! Cut out his tongue!
Bumbling fool! Throw him in with the mutants!
And somewhere along the lines, we find out that Victor, aka the Rufus John, is going to the South Pole, and so we need to get some gear to, you know, allow us to survive in the extreme cold climate. So we go poking around Amelia's father's belongings and find some schematics for upgrading the rover, and get an icebreaker. We make an icebreaker for it, so it can break ice left and right. Some of the stuff we need is insulation, so we go back to the Lost Dome that we had so much trouble finding earlier and retrieve it from there. And we also beat up a gorilla along the way. So we send Amelia off, and she's fixing up the rover so that way it can beat up ice left, right. Phobos has one last request, personal request from us before we go to the South Pole, and that's to look into who betrayed his mother. So we start looking into it, and it's probably down to Seth or Demos, some former friends of his, and so we go and meet up with them real quick.
Seth, it is you who are the traitor. If your hate for me is so great, let Demos go and come after me. Let your rage be fulfilled.
Thank you for helping. I thought that was the end.
Why?
It's my turn to ask, why, Phobos? Why did you abandon me?
Fucking disappears. What the fuck? The dude over there disappears, he disappears, everyone just fucking disappears. God damn. And because Zacky Boy only dresses for fall, we have to go and break into the ASC headquarters again to steal their winter clothes. Right, I'm gonna save right now, just in case, just in the event. Now that we're all warm and bundled up, we go and meet with Alan at the South Pole, and we beat him up left, right, and center. Oh, is this Alan?
Alan? What are you doing here?
Oh shit, beat him up. Yeah, there we go. Kill or heal? Level 1 science. Could you imagine making it to this way of the game and not having a single science point? And not having the doctor's code? You're like, oh, well, I guess I need to kill him now. And we run into Rufus, aka the Victor John, and start beating up his waves of men left, right.
Technomancer. I was wondering if you'd make it this far, but I must admit you're particularly sharp for a mutant.
And finally, we go toe to toe with the man, the myth, the legend himself, Rufus. He's out of the picture. Victor is in the picture now. He's in the painting. He's getting painted. He's getting a fucking portrait done. This guy. Alright, we're low on health. We're full staggered right now. We need to fucking not die. Alright, Victor's in the painting again. He is metamorphosized into art. He's gonna fucking explode in the pavement. It could never give us one fucking preview. Shit out of this guy. He's out of the picture. Now we beat the shit out of Victor. 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 Thank God.
Final fucking lead. I guess it's part knew he was one evil, blood-sucking motherfucker. Alright, let's go. I'm not gonna cry like some sissy. Whatever we do together. Yes, you ditch me for Earth, don't forget to kiss your mom.
She's gonna neuter us. And the last threat that stands in our way with the beacon communing to Earth. Cast a magnetic shield. With how easy this feels to counterattack, I force to say that and then immediately take the kill. Because it makes me worry if the next phase, or like that last phase, is unable. I guess for slight context, when you're pairing in this game, it's not like hitting guard like right as an attack is happening or right before it. It's a little ways before you. So it feels kind of weird. Most of the time it's pretty forgiving. Dodging to the right in this first attack should always work. maybe they also didn't make people they could improve as much as they could. It's fun. It's just the final boss fight. It doesn't really need to be. I mean, God, I hope this is the final boss fight. I'm not sure if I could take another one of these. Be a waste of time trying to replace this thing. I thought that was going to be something like that. You can kind of bait out attacks based on where you put yourself in the arena. Oh shit. Okay. It's not great. I don't know why I'm still throwing triangle attacks. Zachariah, I swear to God. Why did you choose to be able to move during the run? God damn it, I thought I was going to stay still again. Thank God. Why did it put us immediately into the fucking places? No!
Surely the beacon is here. This place is breathtaking. The ice has preserved it well.
Initializing solar system display. Connection to Earth in progress. Connection failed. Extrapolating incomplete data. Updating solar system display.
Destroyed. Earth is gone. All these years wasted dreaming of a rescue from a place that's nothing but a cloud of scattered rocks. Everyone on Mars, if they hear of this, they'll be devastated. What am I gonna tell them? What do you think I should do, Amelia?
Grow a pair of ears, will ya? I say cut the bullshit. Tell everyone the truth. It'll suck in the beginning, but only by knowing will people start growing. Damn, I should be a poet. Abundance might fall, but after what they did to us, sucks to suck. Then we could always crash at Noctis or Mutant Valley, right?
It's time for the truth. There'll be no more hiding, no more secrets. I'm gonna tell them of Earth's destruction and reveal the true identity of every single Technomancer on the planet. This news will send shockwaves across Mars, but it's the first step for changing our planet. For the better. Let's go. Mutant Valley awaits. Looking back now, I bet I wouldn't even recognize the young Zachariah Mancer who just earned his stripes. And little did I know that all my choices would compound together and shape the city under the ice. When I killed Bulgakov, I ensured she wouldn't be tortured at the hands of the ASC. But by cutting off the head of the Resistance, I unknowingly left a power gap that made the real enemy stronger. Despite my orders, I couldn't bring myself to kill my fellow man, and I let the deserters and their leader go, only to find that one day he would return the favor. I remember letting poor Dave go, understanding he only betrayed me to protect his family. Meanwhile, a more dangerous spy was hiding in my shadow. Despite everything Jeffrey did to me, I couldn't let Nisha shoot him down like a dog. And even in all my efforts to be a good soldier, I was still exiled from Ophir. No matter what happened, Victor was always going to discredit me. Yet my decisions of friends, alliances, greatly influenced the events that followed. The day I left Ophir in a stolen rover was the day I had chosen the people alongside me to become my companions, through adventure, misfortune, and into battle. Later, I agreed to help Dandolo chase the Vori out of Noctis, for good, cutting them off at the bridgehead they hoped to use to infiltrate every settlement on Mars. And because of that, Anton came close to paying the ultimate price, when his men picked him as the scapegoat. But he's not a man you get rid of that easily. By becoming the great master of Technomancers, I've earned their unwavering loyalty, but I've also accepted a lifelong responsibility. Since I've left the city under the ice, I've had many young apprentices, and the Order is powerful again, our future bright. Scum keeps the young mutant nation alive and well, and with Phobos' help, he has managed to repel Corporation's troops, time and time again. And with the incoming surge of refugees, you'd be a fool to bet against Mutant Valley. It's destined to become the most powerful force on Mars. My travels with Amelia opened my eyes to what else was out there, and would have been right there beside me. With all her trash talk, she certainly has a big heart. She's been discovering new fertile lands to empower Mutant Valley to expand. Oh, and on the side, she opens new trade routes for Noctis. Yeah, so, that's my girlfriend. Whenever I can, I accompany her. Couldn't imagine doing anything else. I visit Scott on occasion. He's still probably legally crazy, but he's found a way to use that eccentric energy for good. He treats children in the slums of Ophir, though this time he's not using them as guinea pigs. The Army's role in taking down Victor allowed it to regain its honorable post as the protector of abundance. The generals have powerful representatives at the Assembly again. And even if the corporation has lost some luster and prestige after the Colonel's reign, at least it can properly defend itself. Dandolo made the most of our alliance, as you would expect. Noctis is now ubiquitous. Its merchants have obtained the right to citizenship in Ophir, and are free to come and go from the exchange as they please. Yet nothing compared to my revelations. Learning that Earth was destroyed, discovering that Technomancers were mutants crafted in the vision of the settlers. When I announced the truth, the corporations lashed out. There were widespread riots and revolts, and most Technomancers fled before the leaders of the Alliance could put the pieces together. To adapt to Mars, we had to mutate, or we wouldn't survive. Remaining human had only been an illusion, and one that we had unknowingly mastered. I heard that a few scientists have reproduced Scott's experiments, and I have no doubt there'll be more of us in the future. One day, Mutant Valley won't be the only place a mutant can call home. Instead, it'll be the capital for a race spread across Mars. At least that's what I hope.
And that is what it means to be a Technomancer. Alright, 2% of people. 2% of people beat the game. 2%. Game's not that long. So, okay, this is 2 hours. It's like 11 hours? Maybe? I might not be remembering that quite right. Matthew Mercer was Sean Manser? What? You're fucking kidding me. Matthew Mercer was Sean Manser? If I ever get to, like, if he fucking shows up at, like, one of our local things, I'm gonna ask him about Technomancer. It's gonna be so fucked up. He's gonna be like, I don't remember that fucking what? What in the hell are you talking about? And that marks the end of Technomancer. At least for our playthrough. I'm going to do one last video. I'm going to do a curtain call for Technomancer, and I'm going to rant about a lot of things in the world of Technomancer. Mostly about the combat, but, you know, we'll get to that point eventually. For now, we have a lot of deaths to go through. So I'll let you watch them all. See you around next time for the curtain call and for whatever the next project is going to be. It's going to be a lot different from this one, though. Technomancer is something that I've wanted to beat and learn about for a long time. Whatever comes next is going to be very, 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 very different. A, in format, and B, in general content. It's going to be a lot different. I'm looking forward to it. So, hang around. Do we unlock New Game Plus? Nope. Oh, no! Okay. Okay, hold on. There's no fucking way. Does it actually? You bitch. You get... No! You get locked into this portion of the game for eternity. If I didn't make that save back here, if I didn't make this save, I would permanently be stuck here, and you could not access any of it. That's so fucked up. God, that's the worst case scenario. Really? That's evil.